here we go! Hey everybody, what's going on? So I thought I would go ahead and put two videos up. Just link them together. Why not? And they're on YouTube already, so I should get no copyright. They should be pretty good. And you won't hear much from me because I'll probably step out of the room for a second. But watch the two videos. Spartan Hell Jumper. Huh! And here we go into the film.
Our Greek comrades are begging for a crack at the Persian Sire.
Good. I've got something I think they can handle. Tell that clock I want him and 20 of his best, eager, sober, and ready for the next charge. Delios, got your breath, boy.
Yes, the Persians approaching. Small contingent. Too small for an attack.
Captain, I'll leave you in charge. Relax, old friend. They assassinate me. All of Sparta goes to war. Great. Yeah, that's stupid. Great. We're that lucky. Besides, there's no reason we can't be civil. There's just...
None, sire.
Oh, there's Xerxes. The king. Ooh. Wait until you actually see it.
He must be Xerxes.
Come, Uranus. Let us reason together. It would be a regrettable waste. It would be nothing short of madness for you, brave king, and your valiant troops to perish. All because of simple misunderstanding. There is much our cultures could share.
I haven't noticed we've been sharing our culture with you all morning.
Yours is a fascinating tribe. Even now we would fight it. In the face of annihilation and the presence of a god. It is wise to stand against me, Uranus. Imagine what horrible fate awaits my enemies when I would gladly kill half my own men for victory.
And I would die for anyone of mine.
You Greeks think bright eyed logic. I suggest we quiet it. Consider the beautiful lands speakers are fed. Make sure it is this ash and women. Consider the women.
Clearly, you don't know our women. I may as well march them up here, judging by what I've seen. You have many slaves, Xerxes, but few warriors. It won't be long before they feel my spears more than your whips.
It's like the last year. It is my power. The time I generous God, I can make you rich beyond measure. I will make your armor of Greece. You will carry the standard to the heart of Roma. Your teaming rivals will kneel to
generous as you are divine, King of Kings. Such an offer only a madman would refuse. But the idea of kneeling, slaughtering all those men of yours was left a nasty in my legs, so kneeling will be hard for me.
There will be no glory for sacrifice. I will erase the memory of Sparta from their histories. Every piece of Greek parchment shall be burned. Every Greek is torn, and every scribe shall have their eyes put out, and their tongues cut from their mouths. Why, uttering the very name of Sparta or Leonidas will be punishable by death. The world will never know you existed at all.
The world will know that free men stood against a tyrant, that few stood against many. And before this battle was over, that even a god king can bleed.
You fought well today. For a woman. As did you. Maybe if I'm injured, you'll be able to keep up with me. Perhaps I was so far ahead, you couldn't see me. More likely offering your backside to the thespians. Jealousy does not become you, my friend.
Move it, man! Fire those Persians high. But unless I miss my guess, we're in for one wild night.
Going hot, 50 meters east. They're within hand grenade range. Stand by, we're firing.
This is video from Apache helicopters during the battle. Hundreds of Taliban fighters so close to the U.S. soldiers, the two sides were just meters apart.
10 meters. Got to be kidding me.
By the time the Apaches arrived, 75% of the soldiers in Chosen Company, 2nd Platoon, were dead or injured.
Miserable. The last 12 days of morning.
This is video those soldiers took just days before the battle.
Doesn't look like fun. Go Army.
The 49 soldiers digging in by hand, trying to establish a new combat outpost in a village called Wanat. The Afghan contractor responsible for bringing heavy equipment had not shown up.
You see these people up here? They want to shoot at us. They're going to go up into those things up there called mountains and shoot weapons at us.
Village elders had warned Chosen Company the Taliban was planning an attack, and that is exactly what happened.
In the Win with Zen sweepstakes, you can get a chance to win $100,000. But there's more than one way to win with...
Here he is, Lieutenant Brostrom.
Jonathan Brostrom was the unit's platoon leader. And on his last trip home, a surprise... Jonathan Brostrom was...
Here he is, Lieutenant Brostrom.
Jonathan Brostrom was the unit's platoon leader. And on his last trip home, a surprise visit for Mother's Day, he told his father about one last mission in Afghanistan, a mission he was worried about.
They were moving out of a place called Bella, Cop Bella, that's where he was spending most of his time. And they were going to move down to a location which he didn't disclose.
That location was just down the valley at Wanat.
He was worried about it. You know, he said, Dad, they're going to follow me. This is a bad situation.
They're going to follow me, meaning?
Well, the insurgents would follow. And I said, son, don't worry about it. You know, you're in the Army. It'll be okay.
Videos Jonathan brought home with him, though, showed everything in that valley was not okay.
And he was getting attacked, I would say once or twice a week, or maybe more. When a father looks at it, it looks like he's being shot at every day. So I asked him a whole bunch of things. How far away is your battalion headquarters, your company? How often do your commanders come around and see you? Do you get much Apache support or artillery support?
Questions I would imagine you're asking not as a dad, but a colonel.
Well, it was my experience coming out, but I was also concerned about his situation.
You see, Dave Brostrom is not just the father of a soldier. For 30 years, he was a soldier. And it turns out the retired colonel had good reason to worry.
Basically, the Army sent these guys up there and said, do the best you can.
They did. They underestimated the enemy. I guess they hoped that everything would go right.
Everything went wrong.
Everything went wrong.
On the west-hand side, we're going to look at the green smoke, and we're going to put some 30 down.
We got the notification, on the 13th of July that he'd been killed that same day. It just it all came together. I said, I wonder if he was doing this mission he was talking about. And he was.
Finally, I'm going to be able to answer some of the questions that you've had for over a year.
The battle at Wenat was such a disaster it sparked an investigation. 2 years later, a Marine general would share the results of that investigation with 9 grieving families. One of the families recorded that meeting.
We felt that there was dereliction on certain elements of the chain of command as a result of their inaction prior to the battle.
Marine Lieutenant General Richard Natonsky found 3 officers had been negligently distracted. The company commander, the battalion commander, and the brigade commander had not adequately planned the operation. The soldiers had no heavy construction supplies to build a base at Wenat, no potable water in 100-degree temperatures, and most damning, no officer visited Wenat until the day before the attack. The findings, approved by then CENTCOM Commanding General David Petraeus, should have ended the careers of the 3 commanders who David Brostrom blamed for his son's death. But the Army had something else in mind.
But I will tell you, the perception right now is that you were told to soften this to the United States Army. And that's exactly what happened.
We felt that there was dereliction on certain elements of the chain of command.
A 3-star Marine Lieutenant General had just explained to the families of 9 dead soldiers that the officers responsible for the troops at Wenat did not do their jobs. Mistakes were made leading up to the battle, he said in this video recorded by one of the families. But no sooner had General Natonsky finished that a second general stood up, U.S. Army General Charles Campbell, who delivered a bombshell.
And I informed the Secretary of the Army of the action that I took and my determination that the officers listed in the report had exercised due care in the performance of their duties.
It was a complete reversal from the findings of Marine General Natonsky, findings approved by Army General David Petraeus. The letters of reprimand to the 3 commanders were rescinded. No one would be punished. Petraeus was asked about the reversal at a Senate hearing and made clear he still believes the 3 commanding officers were derelict of duty, disagreeing with General Campbell, the colleague who reversed his decision.
We discussed that. I respect his view in this particular case. I support the process, but I did not change the finding that I affirmed after the investigating officers provided it to me. But again, I support this particular process.
But for Dave Brostrom, an especially stinging moment was yet to come. The Army's Combat Studies Institute was writing the final historical report on the Battle of Wenat and re-interviewing only those officers in the higher command, the same officers that had been originally found derelict of duty. Then the Army's Combat Studies Institute released what is now official Army history.
my personal feeling, this is my feeling, is that the Army, when they took a look at General Petraeus and General Latonsky's independent investigation, it was embarrassing to them. The final decision was more to protect the institution than it was focused on, finding officers or chain of command derelict in their duties.
And put a lot of the blame on your son.
Yes, they did.
In what is now official Army history, the Army largely blamed platoon leader Lieutenant Jonathan Broster for the deaths. The report says he picked a poor location for the observation post and failed to use Afghan security forces as lookouts.
It's a lot easier to blame a dead second lieutenant than it is the chain of command.
Wow. That was pretty crazy. The two videos were very, very different videos, obviously, but they're just stuff that I ran across on the web. So, if you liked it, hit the like button, or leave a comment, or subscribe to my channel. Huh? Peace, everybody. Deuces, y'all.